I bought a ticket when I worked for them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hi, I'm Ben Data, CEO of Food Maven and a Denver Startup Week co-founder. Denver Startup Week has always been about community. And today, it's more important than ever to show how we can come together to create opportunities out of the challenges that we face. Opportunities for every member of the community. Before we dive in, we want to say a special thank you to our 2020 Denver Startup Week sponsors who make it all possible. Thanks to our title sponsors, Downtown Denver Partnership, JP Morgan Chase, Prologis, and Xero. And our track sponsors who have made all the great content you're hearing today possible. Battery 621 and the Public Works, Capital One Cafe, Colorado Lending Source, Friday Health, Quizlet, Exactly, Zayo, and Zestful. Our headline event sponsors are bringing the excitement this week. Thank you to Wix, Kenzen, MAPR Agency, Obsidian HR, Kickstart Fund, Promontory Mortgage, Molson Coors, and Comcast. Finally, thank you to our partner and member sponsors listed on the screen. Thank you for your support at Denver Startup Week. You help make all of this possible.
At Zayo, our fiber fuels global innovation. Everything we do, everything we can imagine. Never in history has innovation happened at such a rapid pace. And all of it depends on bandwidth connectivity. Millions of miles of Zayo's fiber span the globe, traveling unique routes, providing dense metro footprints, offering next-generation solutions. We didn't just see the future of fiber, we built it. We delivered it. Every millisecond, our fiber is fueling crucial operations, breakthroughs, and innovations for the world's most impactful companies. Companies that are disrupting the status quo, igniting imaginations, revolutionizing industries, and creating brand new ones. Our customers are advancing wireless communication, transforming healthcare, changing education, revolutionizing transportation, redefining banking, powering retail, and upping the game in esports. These innovators rely on Zayo's fast, secure fiber networks to connect their offices, factories, data centers, clouds, exchanges, venues, and more. Ultimately, fueling innovation and transforming lives. And behind those fiber connections, Zayo is all about human connections. We take ownership in all we do. Our employees take the initiative to deliver trusted solutions to every customer and make their experience effortless. We are energetic and entrepreneurial, a partner to rely on. We are Zayo. We are working with our customers on what comes next, constantly anticipating what can be. We are fueling global innovation that is changing the world.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Denver Startup Week. Thank you all so much for joining us here. If this is your first session, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for being here. This is our first ever Denver Startup Week, which is so exciting. And if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that we're more powerful when we come together. We are virtually showing the world what Denver is made of. So I am going to pass it off to Molly, who is going to lead us in this wonderful meditation session.
Thank you, Lacey, and good morning to everyone. I am so happy to be here. Honestly, I am honored to be able to spend the morning talking a little bit about mindfulness and meditation, and also talking a little bit about my journey as an entrepreneur. I think that that would be really important because I want to share a little bit of my journey for those of you out there who are also entrepreneurs, which is probably most likely a lot of you. So let's see. So my name is Molly Woodall, and I live here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm originally from the Midwest, but I always knew I needed to live in Colorado or in the West because we here, all of us together, really value wellness. And wellness has been a part of my life forever. As a young kid, I grew up amongst a lot of entrepreneurs, and I always knew I wanted to be one. But I saw some common threads amongst everyone. My parents, my grandparents, my family friends, they all seemed really stressed out. They all seemed like they were go, go, go all the time. And I kind of felt like that wasn't sustainable. I didn't really know why, but my intuition was telling me that doesn't seem like it's going to work out for the long term. So I ended up working in wilderness therapy and spinal cord injury recovery. And after some years in the wellness industry, I realized that all of these entrepreneurs and these people in my life who I really honor and respect, they were go, go, go all the time because they didn't have realistic systems in place to help them care for their mental, emotional, and physical health. And I also realized after I studied at Duke University and helped develop their Mindfulness Institute that actually all of these people that I love were living in fight or flight all the time. Their autonomic nervous system has been pumping adrenaline and epinephrine pretty much 24 hours a day for the last 20 some years. Because all of us here like to be successful. We hope to do the best we can in our everyday lives. But the thing is here is that when we set goals for ourselves and we really want to accomplish them and something might not go as planned, from a physiological perspective, we respond just as though a saber-toothed tiger is attacking us, and it's not. Our body and our mind don't know the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and just not getting an email in on time or accomplishing a project on time. And so I created Woodhull Wellness. Woodhull Wellness is a corporate wellness company that provides mindfulness and compassion-based meditation in corporate settings across the world. And I was really jazzed on working in person with people because I think we need one-on-one connection, physical connection in our lives. But when COVID happened, I needed to pivot. I'm calling it the power pivot. I needed to change the way I provided mindfulness and meditation, and I still wanted it to feel really powerful and really meaningful and important. And so I started doing Zoom, and that worked. But then I created this online course. It's a 10-part series called Realistic Self-Care. And I thought this would be perfect because people need to find meaningful and realistic ways to manage their stress and anxiety. And I wanted to meet everybody where they are right now. And so in today's session, I want to teach you a little bit about realistic self-care. I'm going to talk about formal and informal practices, a little bit about creating routine, and I just really want to support you and help you begin this day on the right foot. So let's talk about, actually, you know what? Let's do a little meditation first. I feel like we need to settle in. So I'm going to do a micro meditation with you. All I want you to do is find a comfortable seat wherever you are. Put both feet on the ground if you can. And go ahead and close your eyes. And we're just going to do a few breaths So take an inhale through the nose, filling the belly up with air and feeling a sensation of fullness at the top of your breath. And then exhale through the mouth, releasing the breath and feeling a sensation of emptiness at the bottom. Inhale through the nose, filling the belly up. Exhale through the mouth, releasing the tension and tightness. And let's do one more, inhaling through the nose, filling the belly up, holding with a sense of fullness at the top of the breath. And exhaling through the mouth, relaxing, allowing the shoulders to fall down beside you. Before opening your eyes, just feeling into the sensation of relaxation that moves through the body after just a few breaths. And then you can go ahead and open your eyes. Whew, feels better. It always feels good to start your meetings or your mornings with a few deep breaths, getting that oxygen into the body, into the brain. Okay, so what is mindfulness and what is meditation? Mindfulness is a way of being, a way in which we live our lives in the present moment, not ruminating about the past or fretting about the future. Meditation is the practice that we learn to focus on one thing at a time. So it's hard to focus on one thing at a time. It's not easy to be mindful. Our brains are sort of wired to try and multitask. That doesn't mean they're good at multitasking, but it means that they're going to try. So being mindful, focusing on one thing at a time takes practice. And that's why we bring meditation into our everyday lives. And in meditation, we choose one anchor. That anchor could be a sensation or a sound. It could be a song. It could be your breath. Really, it could be whatever you choose. And you'll notice your mind wandering. And when your mind wanders, you'll bring your awareness back to that anchor that we've chosen. But a really important thing here, your mind is meant to wander. It will. We cannot stop that. The only thing that we can do is bring a sense of kindness and compassion to ourselves and notice when the mind wanders and bring the awareness back each time we notice. We are human. It's going to happen. And yes, if you have any questions, let us know. This is a conversation. I want to answer any questions that you have around mindfulness and meditation. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk us through. And you can type them in the chat box, and my co-host Maddie will help me answer those questions. So now that we know the difference between mindfulness and meditation, I want to show you a fun, lighthearted video that I think you might connect with. And sometimes I think it's important to hear another person's voice, not just mine. So let me share my screen.
You may have heard this word mindfulness. It's become something of a buzz phrase of late. I'm going to give you one simple, serviceable definition, which is this. Mindfulness is the ability to know what's happening in your head at any given moment without getting carried away by it. Imagine how useful this could be. Just as an example, driving down the road and somebody cuts you off in traffic. How do you normally react? I think most of us, we normally react by having a thought, which is, I'm pissed. And then what happens next? You immediately, habitually, reflexively inhabit that thought. You actually become pissed. There's no buffer between the stimulus and your reaction. With just a little bit of mindfulness, in that same situation, you might notice my chest is buzzing, my ears are turning red, I'm having a starburst of self-righteous thoughts, I'm getting angry. But you don't necessarily have to act on it and chase that person down the road, screaming at them with your kids in the back of the car, thinking you've gone nuts. Now, you might be thinking, don't I need to get angry sometimes? Aren't I justified? I would say yes, but probably not as much as you think. The proposition here is not that you should be rendered by mindfulness into some lifeless, non-judgmental blob. The proposition is that you should learn how to respond wisely to things that happen to you, rather than just reacting blindly. And that, my friends, is a superpower. How do you get it? The way to get it is through meditation. I believe that meditation and mindfulness are the next big public health revolution. In the 1940s, if you told somebody you were going running, they would have said, who's chasing you? But then what happened next? The scientists swooped in, they showed that physical exercise is really good for you, and now all of us do it, and if we don't, we feel guilty about it. And that's where I think we're headed with mindfulness and meditation. It's going to join the pantheon of no-brainers like brushing your teeth, eating well, and taking the meds your doctor prescribed for you. Let me just close by saying, mindfulness is not going to solve all of your problems. It's not going to render your life a nonstop parade of unicorns and rainbows. Nonetheless, this is a superpower, and one that is accessible by you immediately.
Mindfulness is a superpower. I love that. Does anybody love the lighthearted nature of that video? I think it's important. Meditation and mindfulness have this serious feeling to them, and they don't necessarily have to. Something that really stands out to me in that video, aside from the fact that he's like riding on a unicorn, is that mindfulness and meditation help us to respond thoughtfully to hardship instead of reacting sort of in a way that is unclear and unbecoming of you. A lot of us have this situation happen in our everyday lives. When I think about that, I think about how, so mindfulness and meditation are simple, but not easy. And each time we sit down and focus on a meditation, whether it's a micro meditation like we just did, or a sitting formal practice, that feels difficult for our brain. And because our brain doesn't know the difference between dealing with a saber-toothed tiger and trying really hard to focus on our breath, we become more familiar with adversity. And so as we practice mindfulness and meditation in our everyday lives, we become better able to respond in times of hardship. We become better able to pivot in a time that feels restless and scary and unsure. And so for some of us, that means we'll develop a really strong informal practice. And for some of us, that means we'll develop a very strong formal practice. So it brings me to my next important topic, which is the difference between those two, formal and informal practices. So what is a formal practice? A formal meditation practice is one where we sit in meditation, maybe on the ground, on a meditation cushion. You can be really lying down on a couch or in your bed. But it's when we sit or lie down, take a few minutes thoughtfully to practice a type of meditation. So it could be a breath-focused meditation. It could be a meditation poem, but it's this kind of practice that comes to mind when you think of meditation. And informal practices that a lot of us have would be a gratitude practice, or taking mindful moments during your day, maybe being super, super aware of the whole process of making your coffee in the morning, smelling the aroma, feeling the warm coffee in your hands. For some of us who are active runners or love to work out or be outside, those activities can be an informal meditation practice. Because when we're doing these activities, we're present, right there in that very moment. Our mind is not ruminating about the past or fretting about the future. We are here in this present moment. In fact, Harvard Business Review did this really awesome study. It said that 47% of our waking lives, our minds are wandering. Think about that. Almost 50% of your waking life, your mind is thinking about the past and nervous about the future and not present right now. That's almost 50%. And it's something crazy like 75% of that time wandering, 75% of your thoughts a day are negative. And so that means a lot of us are just, without knowing it, thinking a lot of negative things, sort of internally. And so that's okay. That's not to be scared. That just means, okay, we need to learn a little bit more about our mental and emotional wellness, our internal landscape. And when we notice our mind sort of ruminating on the same thing over and over again, we have the mental and emotional resilience to bring our awareness back to the task at hand. So that could be a meditation, or that could be a conversation you're having with your kid, your wife, your husband, your parent, or your boss, your employees, right? So I think it would be most fun if I started to maybe teach you guys a few informal practices. So yeah, let us find a comfortable spot. I want to teach you. So we talked about informal. We did a micro meditation. And we've talked about gratitude, right? So we said gratitude's a really great informal practice. Something that I like to do is express my gratitudes with my partner every night before we fall asleep. For me, this is helpful because it helps get perspective. There's always something to be grateful for, even if your day's been hard. Just being able to kind of step outside of maybe our normal way of thinking and find gratitude in a moment. Because that's part of what's beautiful about mindfulness and meditation, is being able to seek the joy of being alive, to be aware of how wonderful it is to have a warm cup of coffee or tea, right? To be able to notice the taste and the flavor. That's beautiful. That's something we get to experience and that we can bring joy from. So the other thing I really like to do with my informal practices is tap into sensations in my body. And so I want to practice a finger tracing activity for all of you. So let's do it together. I will show you and we'll do it together. So I just want you to bring your pointer finger to the right hand and your left hand kind of in front of you somewhere. It doesn't have to be right here. It has to be comfortable for you. I'm just showing you how to do it. I want you to bring the right pointer finger to the base of the left pinky. And we're going to inhale. We're going to move the pointer finger up the pinky as long as it takes you to fill the belly up with air. And then you're going to hold with a sensation of fullness here at the top of your breath, and then exhale while the finger moves down to this little like trough in between the pinky and the next finger. Okay, so let's start here. Inhaling up the top of the pinky, holding with a sensation of fullness, and then exhaling down. Inhaling up through the nose, and exhaling down through the nose. Inhaling up to the top of the finger, and exhaling down into that little trough, feeling the emptiness at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling up, and exhaling down. And then inhaling up to the top of the thumb, holding with a sense of fullness, and then exhaling down to the base of the thumb. And now I want you to move back to the pinky on your own timeline, breathing in as you move up, and breathing out as you move the finger down. Maybe notice the sensations in your hands and in your fingers as you trace each finger. And then allowing the pointer finger to find the base of that pinky. Releasing the hands and letting both hands fall to your side. Wiggling your toes and your fingers and opening your eyes. How did that feel? Maybe you still feel it tingling in your hands. This is such a good technique to use throughout your day. When I feel like I just can't keep going, or when I just can't keep going at the same pace, like when I'm going, or I can't focus anymore because I've had a long day, this is a really good tool. It slows you down. It brings your awareness into sensation and into the moment. And it's super, super accessible, right? And if you do this every day, you can see how you might start becoming more able to take a break, do this for just a few breaths, and then reapproach the email or the conversation. You can see how these little practices can start to become ingrained in your everyday. And then you have all of these really great routines that you've created that feel good for you. And you have a toolbox of meditation techniques to support you in your everyday life. We are only human and we are all meditators, right? We are all meditators. We all have the ability to take a micro meditation. One breath to 1 minute of thoughtful breathing. I just really hope that all of you can start to step into that and feel empowered, that your meditation practice gets to look different than everybody else's. So let's continue talking about realistic self-care, but I want to go to talking about our formal practices. I'm just going to let this sit here while we kind of talk about our more formal practices. So I love to have a toolbox of different meditations for my formal practice that I can tap into on an everyday basis, because some days I wake up and I know that I can focus on the sensation of my breath. And sometimes I know that my mind is just going too much, and a meditation poem might be a better option. So we're going to do a meditation poem first here today. But I want to mention a few really important foundational aspects of our practice. People ask me, when do I meditate? Where do I meditate? And how do I breathe? So it's important that I cover those for you. When do you meditate? A lot of people would suggest you meditate in the morning, but I think that meditating really whenever you're going to find time is the best place to start. So if you're not a morning person, maybe starting your practice in the morning doesn't really make sense. But if you are, and you have plenty of space in your morning, I would suggest sitting down and trying to breathe for 10 minutes. And if you don't get through all 10 minutes, that's okay. You can simply sit down and have the intention of sitting for 10, and you get through 2 minutes, and that's okay. We have to build our mindfulness muscle, right? We can't just start by lifting 1,000-pound dumbbell, right? We need to start where it feels most comfortable and fruitful for us. But really, I tell people in the morning or at night before you go to bed, if you're lying in bed and you want to do a deep belly breathing technique or body scan, that's a wonderful place to incorporate your formal practice. And we can't go over all of this today, but if you stick to the end, I have a little surprise for you that will help you continue to to bring meditation and mindfulness into your life, and also to be supported by more teachings after this course. Anyway, so you can meditate in the morning or the afternoon. Where in your body do you breathe? I would suggest breathing in and out of the nose in our formal practice. This helps us to regulate the amount of oxygen that moves in and out of our body, and it can be really relaxing. For some people who maybe have a deviated septum or feel really anxious breathing in and out of the nose, I would say, you know what, breathe in a way that feels comfortable to you. And maybe eventually you will find a breathing pattern that feels best for you. So I suggest in and out of the nose, but I want you to know that if that's really anxiety provoking, in the nose, out the mouth is a wonderful option as well. I suggest 10 minutes a day, but you don't have to get 10 minutes each day. I think we can strive for that and slowly grow up to that. But if you can only sit for 2 minutes, that's okay. I want this practice to feel good for you. So it's not that we're just like copping out and not trying hard to develop a meditation practice. It's more that we're starting in a place to set ourselves up for success so that we can continue a long-term practice. So I think I have shared enough about sort of the info, and I think now it's just time to practice together. And then we'll leave some time for questions if anybody has any. Okay, so let us find a comfortable spot, finding your meditation positions just like you always do, or that we have done this morning, putting our feet on the ground and relaxing in your chair. And taking an inhale through the nose, bringing the shoulders up to the ears. And a big exhale through the mouth, relaxing the shoulders down. Taking one more inhale through the nose, bringing the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, releasing the shoulders down. Allowing that sensation of relaxation to move through the shoulders and arms. And I want you to bring your awareness into the breath. Breathing in and out. Feeling into the place in your body where you most easily feel the sensation of the breath, moving in and moving out as you breathe. So for some of us, this could be the sensation of the cold air moving through the nose to the back of the throat. For others, it could be the chest or belly, moving up and down as you breathe. Wherever it may be, simply find the place in your body where you most easily feel your breath. And focus your awareness there for a few moments. Knowing that your mind will wander and bringing your awareness back. Breathing in and breathing out and connecting to the breath, which is the foundation of all meditation. I'll begin to recite the lines of a meditation poem. And you'll simply recite the lines silently in your mind in rhythm with your breath. I know I am breathing in, breathe in. I know I am breathing out, breathe out. I calm my body and mind, breathe in. I smile, breathe out. I dwell in the present moment, breathe in. I know this is a precious moment, breathe out. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. I calm my body and mind. I smile. I dwell in the present moment. I know this is a precious moment. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. I calm my body and mind. I smile. I dwell in the present moment. I know this is a precious moment. And now let's go ahead and simplify our poem, repeating the words in, out, calming, smiling, present moment, precious moment. In, out, calming, smiling, present moment, precious moment. Continue to repeat these words silently in your mind in rhythm with your breath, knowing that if you forget a word or a line, simply begin again. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. And continuing to simplify the poem in, out, calming, smiling, present moment, precious moment. Knowing that it's normal and natural for your mind to wander and bringing your awareness back to the poem. Staying here for a few more moments, maybe reciting the poem a few more times. In, out, calming, smiling, present moment, precious moment. Allow the words to begin to fall away, tapping back into the breath, feeling the rhythm as it moves in and out as you breathe. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers and open your eyes. Sometimes I like to do a good stretch. Noticing how you feel. Sometimes I feel kind of bad talking after our last meditation. I kind of want to just sneak away. But I think a conclusion is necessary here. So just taking a moment for you to notice how your body feels, how you might feel more relaxed and less anxious, more ready for the day. I think about meditating in the morning as putting on your mental and emotional armor. So helping us kind of give ourselves a really good start so that we don't feel triggered when we're moving into our meetings, but so that we feel calm and grounded and really ready to take on the world. So like I said, at the end of this, if you stayed, then I would give you a special little treat. And because everyone's here practicing together, I want to give you a discount for my Realistic Self-Care course. It is all about realistic self-care. You learn much more than what we did today. Today was just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. And with the code DSW 2020, you guys can sign up. So let me show you the course quickly so you get an idea of what it looks like. And then I'll show you how you can get on. So here we go. Uh-oh, my screen sharing failed. Let me try one more time. There we go. Okay, so this is the intro to the course. When you sign in, you say, take me to this course, and you get into this. It's a really awesome program, and I talk about realistic self-care. There's a video that starts off just like that. I talk about the intro, the expectations, and then underneath each video is a goal and some extra resources, and then some journal prompts that you can engage with. And then after each session of me talking a little bit about, say, the foundations of mindfulness and meditation, deep belly breathing, I lead you in your own meditation. So if we go to, say, guided meditation, deep belly breathing, this is what it looks like. Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 3, deep belly breathing. Today, we're going to spend a bit of time really expanding our chest and lungs and heart. You get the idea. So I'll stop sharing. You get the sneak peek. So if you want to engage in this program, I will send there's a link actually to sign up on the Denver Startup Week event page, and you can just use the promo code DSW 2020 and you can get 20% off. So does anybody have any questions? There we go. Maddie put it there in the chat. So we have just about 5 minutes. And so I want to open it up for questions. I see we have just a few. Let's see, I'll try and read through these. It says, sometimes when I meditate, I have a hard time quieting the mind. Having something physical to focus on really helps me to quiet my mind. Absolutely. We are all very different people, right? And some of us need to be sort of active and move and energize in order to quiet the mind. And other people need to just take a nap or lie down or sit outside and listen to the birds or something, right? We're all very different. So when we talk about our micro meditations, here's a really great tip. So we did our micro meditations, right? 1 breath to 1 minute of thoughtful breathing. We did 3 breaths at the beginning of this program. Try something for me. So when we inhale for a count of maybe 4 and exhale for a count of 6 or 5, that long exhale is really relaxing for the body. It tells you it's okay, you can be in rest and digest. So if you're a person that wants to just relax and listen to the birds to kind of de-stress, inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 5 or 6. If you're the opposite person, if you need to kind of move in or move through your stress and anxiety with energy and maybe exercise a lot of times, switch the breath. So you'll inhale for 5 or 6 and you'll exhale for a count of 4. That sharp exhale can help us energize, 1. So sometimes people need a little energizing boost in the afternoon, and 2 could be just the trick for somebody who might need to move their body or get more energized to move through their stress and anxiety. And so I use that a lot in my everyday life. There are a lot of energizing breath techniques that we didn't even get to touch on. But Sydney, and for other people who connect with Sydney, energizing breath techniques can be a really great way to move through anxiety and stress. So, and you guys can always contact me at woodhullwellness.com. You can shoot me an email. Woodhull Wellness is my Instagram. And maybe Maddie can link that stuff below so you guys can go ahead and get the link. And then let's see. How important is the space where we meditate? Can it be done anywhere or in a seated position? So there are a few different answers to this question. For a lot of us, creating a space in our home or outside or wherever it might be for you that feels comfortable and has good meditating memories, that can be really helpful for us because it gives us a place to go, to sit, and to be there during our formal meditation practice. Having a space in my home to meditate in has changed the game. I wonder if I can show you. Look at this. Okay, that's my little meditation cushion, and I sit there every morning and sometimes every night. I absolutely love it. It made me feel more accountable because there was a space, but realistically, you don't have to. I just think it does help you create more realistic and lasting routines. Great question. Great question. Thank you, Lee. And then let's see. Okay, the only response in meditation that, or the only kind of meditation that works for you is fire breath. The deep and calm breathing never gave me that sense of presence. So, so that's, many people feel that way. Our brains are often overthinking and can't control we can't control that, or it feels like we can't. The thing is as we continue to practice, even our micro meditations, or maybe if you log into Realistic Self-Care and learn all those different kinds of meditations, then you can become better able at feeling that you can control your mental and emotional landscape. Because sometimes we feel really out of control and we don't know how to bring our awareness into the present moment and get out of all those ruminations. But the reality is that we have a lot of different great tools that can help bring our awareness back into the present moment. So yeah, actually, let me see if there are any more questions, let me know. And also we'll link this here. You can sign up for the Teachable through that link as well. You guys, this has been such a wonderful morning, and I want to respect your time. Again, my name is Molly Woodhull. I'm the founder of Woodhull Wellness. I create mindfulness and meditation programs for people and organizations across the world. If you are interested in working with me, or even if you just have any questions, please reach out on Instagram, woodhullwellness.com. I am here. I'm a resource, and I really do care about your mental and emotional landscape. So I'm sending good energy in all of your directions. It is 7:50. That is our time. And go forth into the rest of your Denver Startup Week with good energy and a sense of calm. All right. See you later, you guys.